campaign to get elected as President of the United States, he promised the American people that he would secure our border, that he would ensure that the invasion of the illegal criminals that were coming into our country under the Biden administration would be stopped, and that he would do all that he could to restore the safety to our American communities. And he has done exactly that. In fact, today we have the most secure U.S. border that we've ever had in the history of this nation. It's incredible the work that he has done along with the good folks out of CBP and ICE and law enforcement, federal agencies in partnership with states like Texas right here, and also with our local law enforcement that have stepped up and deployed individuals and resources to help us secure this border. Today we're going to be talking about the incredible work that these individuals have done in making sure that we're continuing to construct infrastructure. And when you look at what is behind us as far as the wall that is being built, you see obviously the structure, but also there will be more added to it as far as technology, cameras, sensors that will ensure that it will be secure far into the future, and that will be efficient as well with our resources and our individuals and our agents that are out here on duty day and night making sure that America is safe. Remember that a nation without borders is no nation at all, and we're so thankful that we have a president that understands that and understands that a secure border is important to our country's future. Now, if you look at the structure that's behind me, it's tall, which makes it very, very difficult to climb, almost impossible. It also goes deep into the ground, which would make it very difficult, if not impossible, to dig under. And today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb. So we are going to be painting the entire southern border wall black to make sure that we encourage individuals to not come into our country illegally, to not break our federal laws, but that they will abide and come to our country the right way so that they can stay and have the opportunity to become United States citizens and pursue the American dream. Now, we got an incredible amount of resources allocated to us in the big, beautiful bill. And we're so thankful for that, because that's going to allow us to continue construction. The construction right now is at the pace of a little bit less than a half a mile a day, and the border wall will look very different based on the topography and the geography of where it is built. Here you see structure. We will have waterborne infrastructure that will be put in place as well, and then that technology will be installed. And we'll utilize that to make sure that we're doing due diligence in securing every single inch of our border. And it's not just our southern border that we are concerned with and putting resources into. It is every border from our maritime seas to also our northern border, to make sure that the American citizens can have safety, but also that our laws are enforced. I'm very grateful today to be here with two individuals that are leading our effort as far as securing our border, but also day to day making sure that our laws are enforced. I'd like to introduce first the Chief of the U.S. Border Patrol, Mike Banks, to share a few words with you. And then after him, Walter Slozer is the interim Chief of the Border Patrol here in the El Paso sector. So with that, Chief Banks, would you like to come up and share a few words?
Thank you, Madam Secretary. As she said, my name is Michael Banks. I'm Chief of the United States Border Patrol, and what you see behind us is just the beginning of a lot of wall we're going to be building with money that we received from the Big Beautiful Bill. This is just one of many ways that we are fortifying our border and securing our border against illegal immigration. Once we get the infrastructure up, we'll also see lighting go up, camera systems go up, ground sensing technology as well. And then, as the Secretary said, we're going to paint it black for two reasons. One, the black's going to protect the wall from rusting, and two, black gets hotter and makes it more difficult to climb. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Chief Slozer, who's the interim Chief Patrol Agent of the El Paso sector.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Thank you, Chief Banks. I just want to thank the administration, the Secretary, and Chief Banks for, one, having the will to secure the border in between the ports of entry. We've long known that barriers are key into shaping the operational environment. We're going to continue to build these barriers, and it's a message, a clear message that says we are removing people from the smuggling cycle. We're not going to put them into that, and we're promoting economic prosperity on the north side. So this area north of us is in the plans as to build and put in shops and schools and houses, and this is going to help secure this area for the betterment of the El Paso community, and we're taking border security serious. I've been through 6 different administrations, and I can tell you I've never felt the support from our leadership than I feel today, and that's under the leadership of our secretary. I'm proud to stand here with her, and I want to thank you for being out here to get our message to the community so that they know why border security is important to national security. It is national security, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Walter. And I want to thank the agents that are standing here with me today, but I also want to thank all of our other Border Patrol agents who stand on watch every single day, 24/7, to make sure that they're providing for the security of our nation and for our future. So may God bless them and keep them safe as they continue to do their work. With that, I'll take any questions that you may have. Yes, ma'am. You know, I'll let Walter speak to that because he knows specifically the individuals that they're encountering here. But I think it is remarkable that for May, June, and July, we've had 0 illegal aliens come into the United States of America, according to our records, and encounters that people that have come into our country, that we have the most secure border in our nation's history. I also want to point out one other statistic that came out this week that was incredibly important to our country, is that according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, we have 1.6 million illegal aliens that have gone home voluntarily. They have left the United States, returned to their countries at the encouragement of President Trump and his policies, so that they have an opportunity to come back to America the right way. So they have the opportunity to come back and pursue the American dream and provide for their families the right way into the future. So that's an incredible amount of individuals who recognize now is the time to go home. And if they choose to come back to the United States, to do it while abiding with our laws. But Walter, would you like to speak to who you're encountering at the border here in this sector specifically today?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for that question. So here in the El Paso sector, in 2023, we had one day where there were 2,300 people apprehended by the U.S. Border Patrol. We are now apprehending, on a 7-day average, about 41 people a day. And you ask, who are those individuals? The majority of them are single adults. The majority are from Mexico, followed by Guatemala and Ecuador. And those individuals are not unlike the 3 years before this, where they were following our Border Patrol agents, tracking them down, and we were stuck preserving life, and we had to take them out and get them out of the area, and no Border Patrol agents were patrolling the border. Unlike that, they are running from us. They're trying to utilize tunnels. They're trying to move left and right of our deployments, and we're apprehending those individuals. Our gotaways are the lowest they've ever been, and we're working with the Department of Justice. We're putting criminal charges. Since 1929, 8 U.S.C. 1325 has been a crime in the United States. We're putting criminal charges on those individuals, applying consequences, and our partners in ICRO are removing those individuals from the United States. But they are individuals that are actively seeking to get in, the people we should have been focused on for the entirety of our Border Patrol careers, and we're not dealing with those asylum seekers and those individuals that commit a crime by entering illegally and still are in our process. So those are the individuals that we're seeing, ma'am.
What is your getaway rate?
7-day average is 9. Compared to 400 about this time last year. So, and that's key, right? Messages mean, words and messages matter. It is not okay to enter the country illegally, and somebody's finally saying that. That's our leadership here in the U.S. government, and we're, as the Border Patrol here in El Paso sector, I can say on the behalf of the men and women of El Paso sector, who I am greatly appreciative of, that we are proud to enforce these laws, and the morale is better than it's ever been, because we are doing our national security job, and we are keeping this area safe. Thank you.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it is. It's specifically going to be on structure that looks like this, that's made out of steel, and it is to protect the infrastructure from wear and tear and erosion that would occur. But also it is because the president specifically recognized that black gets hotter in this weather and in this heat and in this sun, and that when you touch something that's hot during these kinds of temperatures, it's very difficult to climb it, very difficult to cut it, to handle it. And he wants to make it as difficult as possible for individuals who are trying to break our laws. He means what he says, and he follows through on what he says he's going to do. And this was something he spoke to me about after the election that he wanted to do. And when he was sworn in, we immediately got to work on setting up the opportunity that when the structure is built, that it would be painted so it would be protected and that it would be hot. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, most of that construction and those contracts go through the Department of Homeland Security, except for the ones that are on military installations. And so that is a DoD project that we're working in partnership with, which President Trump has committed to have a whole-of-government approach. He's got every agency and cabinet member working together to address the situation that we have with illegal aliens that are in our country. And so we're thankful for Secretary Hegseth's leadership and his partnership in that effort, but we're continuing to build partnerships with governors, with other local entities and local sheriffs or law enforcement agencies that are willing to open detention centers as well. In fact, in Nebraska, we have one that will be opening up soon called the Cornhusker Clinker, I think it is, and that will be very helpful strategically, not far from Denver, Colorado, that will help us out with logistics and transportation to return people to their home countries. Yes. How will I further expand what? Detention centers? Well, we will continue to work the processes to make sure that people go through their due process hearings and deport them as soon as possible. So our hope is that we'll continue to build partnerships for more detention centers, but I'm very focused on making sure that once we're picking someone up in our country with final removal orders or criminal convictions and charges, that we're removing them as soon as possible too. My goal is not to build hundreds of thousands of beds. My goal is to get people out of this country that are here illegally. And so that's where our focus is, and we'll build as many detention beds as we need to get the job done. To Mexico? Oh, to New Mexico. There could be. I know that New Mexico has some debates going on with our detention centers, but we're planning on keeping our presence there and expanding it if possible. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're grateful for their partnership and their presence. There hasn't been a date indicated when that military presence will end on the border, and when it does, it'll be the president's decision. Yes. For the painting project, not necessarily all of it has been contracted out yet, but we'll move pretty quickly. As you can see, the gentleman behind me and the folks behind me are working very hard, and they move fast. Oh, I believe that they have access and oversight responsibilities that they're able to conduct as long as they're giving us the due notice time in order to make sure we can do so safely, and that we have the ability to make sure everyone in the facility and everyone touring the facility can do that with an adequate number of security guards present, with an adequate number of people to conduct it in an orderly manner. So we're going to continue to facilitate that as long as they keep requesting the tours and visits. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 Don't touch it. They have a choice. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.